What were those things?
Some sort of advanced defense AIs. Related to the Sentinels, I'm guessing, but it's hard to say without a closer look. Come on, let's figure out where that transit system dumped us. Put me in the console.
Sup guys, Okibird here, bringing you the Noob's Guide to Legendary for the third mission of the Halo 4 campaign, Forerunner.
Where's Infinity?
This is Requiem's core, all right. But Infinity is definitely not here. That satellite in the center is amplifying the ship's broadcasts like a relay.
Maybe we can use it to respond.
Perhaps. Those beams coming off it are creating the interference we've been experiencing. We'd have to take them out to contact Infinity.
Can you get us there?
Opening a gate to the first beam pylon. Pull me, and let's go.
Alright, so I didn't want to talk over the dialogue, but the very first thing I do when I start the mission is grab an auto sentry off the wall to replace the hard light shield.
This is the first pylon?
Negative. This is as close as I could get us. Hope you don't mind hoofing it a little. Contacts! And they're back! Coming down the walls!
Okay, so here's our first encounter with Prometheans, and these are the least detestable of the Promethean classes. These are the crawlers. They're very easy to kill with a single headshot to the head as long as you're using a headshot-capable weapon. The pistol is said headshot-capable weapon.
Those weren't the same things we saw in the terminus.
Similar cortical footprint as the tower AIs. They're connected, all right. Look out! Well, he's just a ray of sunshine, isn't he? From that peek under the hood, I'd say these constructs must be mimetic in nature.
So after all that cinematic bullshit, here's our actual first encounter with Knights.
More of them.
Similar phasing activity at the edge of our sensors. We're about to get busy.
Now what you have to realize for this encounter is that there's only one Knight that you have to kill. All the others are just hanging out in the background. Now what I recommend doing is just take out all the crawlers first. Get rid of them and this becomes a lot simpler. If you can manage it, you can take out the Watcher now with the pistol. Or you can wait until all the crawlers are down and then go after him with the assault rifle, which is actually incredibly effective against Watchers. Now, some Knights go berserk and charge you down after you kill their Watcher. This is not one of them, so you can feel free to take out the Watcher without any negative consequences. Then once it's just you and the Knight, take this guy out the same way that you would an Elite. Hop in and out of cover, hitting him with the assault rifle until his shield breaks, and then switch to the pistol and shoot him a bunch of times in the head until the headshot actually registers.
I've discovered something interesting about our new friends. When the big ones explode, that momentary flash we're seeing is actually a data purge.
Can you tap into it?
So far, I've pulled multiple strings referring to the big ones as Promethean Knights. Beyond that, though, things get a bit dense.
Now something that I found that was extremely helpful, save your assault rifle for as long as possible. It's really good for ranged combat against Knights. Also, if you're still carrying the 2 frag grenades you start out with, just get rid of them. They're not effective against Knights, they just get in the way by having the wrong grenade type selected, and you won't be getting any more in this entire mission, so just get rid of them and get them out of the way. Alright, so next encounter, you've got one Knight that jumps out front with a suppressor. You should be able to take him down pretty easily with the assault rifle and switch to the light rifle for the headshot. Behind him, there's another Knight, but this one has a light rifle, so he's going to be a little more dangerous at range. As long as you're using cover, though, he shouldn't be a problem. If he teleports away, let him go. Don't pursue. The crawlers will tear you up if you try to. He will regain his shield. It is bullshit. Guess what? You have no other options. Don't go after him. He will eventually come back, and that's when you pound him with your assault rifle and your auto sentry. But don't go after him or else you will get yourself killed. Now, after you clean up the crawlers here, you could continue straight and on to the next section of the mission, but this is going to be a kill everything guide, and so there are a bunch of knights and watchers hanging out over here on the right, and so that's where I'm headed. As you can see, this guy's got a suppressor, so fighting him at range is going to be the most effective way to take him down, because his suppressor really can't do anything to you at range, so that's what the assault rifle is for, in order to save yourself some light rifle ammo. Now, I'm running low on light rifle ammo, and usually I don't do this, but I actually forgot this time. I forgot to pick up the ammo from the knight with the light rifle over here, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay, ammo acquired, now we can actually fight the knights. Now, since we're all out of assault rifle ammo, unfortunately, the only strategy that you can use is the combination of your auto sentry and just spamming light rifle shots until the shield breaks. Effective? Yes. Fun? No. And that seems to be a pretty common theme in this game, where the most effective tactics aren't any fun. Alright, anyway, I'm just going to try to save myself some light rifle ammo by pelting this guy with the assault rifle until I'm completely out of ammo, and then just spam the light rifle until it finally registers the headshot. You take down watchers in the same way by just spamming light rifle shots until they blow up. It takes 5 shots from the light rifle to take down a watcher, but they have a recharging energy shield just like the knights, and if you get 3 or 4 shots in but can't land the 5th one, they will try to fly away and let their shield recharge. It's just as bullshit as the teleporting knights.
The relay interference is increasing. We must be getting close to the pylon.
So, similar strategy here as in the last area. Take out the crawlers first and ignore the knight and the watcher. Now that isn't just any knight, that is a knight battle wagon, and you can tell by the blue crown on his head. He carries a Scattershot, which is broken as fuck on Legendary because it's just like the Halo 2 shotgun, killing you way further away than it should. Anyway, this is one of those knights that does go berserk when you kill his watchers, so take out the watcher first and then run like hell. Now, fortunately, there is a flaw in his AI programming. He may seem invincible with his Scattershot and Promethean vision in that he relentlessly hunts you down, but he's not programmed to step off of the platform to pursue you. So if you retreat back to the previous area, he won't follow you.
What's that distortion?
That's me. Something about moving through those portals is increasing the load on my systems.
Are you gonna be alright?
Don't worry. I've held off rampancy this long, haven't I?
This next encounter coming up is an example of really bad level design that we're going to exploit. These doors lock behind you if you step too far out of them.
That's the target, but it looks like the entrance is shielded. Let's figure out how to take it down.
Now, out there you will find a Knight and Watcher pair. That's nothing out of the ordinary. But if the doors lock behind you, you're going to find yourself stranded on this ledge with no cover. If you jump down, you will find a meat grinder of crawlers. So, what we're going to do is just stay in the doorway and pelt the Knight and his Watcher with the light rifle from here. Just spam shots from the light rifle until he disintegrates. This has two benefits. A, the doors won't lock behind you, so you won't find yourself stranded out on a ledge with no cover. And B, once the Knight is down, you can go back for light rifle ammo. Alright, now that the Knight is down, I actually will let the doors close behind me because the only threats that I'm facing are these crawlers down here. And if I need cover, I can just back away from this ledge and they can't shoot me. Melee the power core to take it out instead of wasting ammo for any of your weapons.
One of the shield's power cores. Take it out. I read 2 more cores on our level. Hit them before you climb all the way up.
This sequence of hit 3 buttons seems to play out the exact same way every time. You'll hit this one, and then you'll travel around to the others in a counterclockwise direction. Once you hit the first one, you're going to have a bunch of crawlers out here, no big deal. You have light rifle ammo available to you, and you can just land headshots against them. Once you get closer to the second power core, a Knight and Watcher combo will spawn in. Just take out the Watcher by spamming shots from your light rifle, and you could spam shots from your light rifle to take down the Knight, or you can get in close and use your Scattershot. Now the nice thing about the Scattershot is even though it won't kill in one shot, it has a very, very fast fire rate for a shotgun, so it can get off all 5 shots in its clip very quickly.
Well done, Chief. 1 to go.
More of the same here. Bunch of crawlers, take them out with headshots from the light rifle, and as you approach the next power core, you're going to have 1 Knight and Watcher.
Great, that's all the cores. Head for the top of the pylon.
Now here's something new. We're going to be fighting a bunch of knights at once. And for many of you, this is going to be a huge wall. I know it was for me when I first played it. The very first thing you want to do, take out that Watcher. Now, despite not seeming out of the ordinary, after all, these knights are just standard knights that carry suppressors. The one whose Watcher you just killed will go berserk once you kill his Watcher. So have your Scattershot ready for when he charges you down. If you're running low on light rifle ammo because you've just been spamming shots, there's plenty available inside the power core. Alright, those two guys were the easy ones, and here comes the hard one. This is another Knight battle wagon with a Scattershot. And this is the only reliable way that I've found to take him down. I wanted to do something more creative than this, but damn it, 343 Industries, you forced my hand. The only tactic I found that works is to just get on top of the power core and spam him with light rifle ammo until he disintegrates. There is no other effective creative strategy that you can use. But anyway, once those three Knights are down, it's going to be area clear. The rest of this is just all cinematic.
Chief, look at this. That's Requiem! They're not inside at all. They're moving into orbit.
Did he say forward unto dawn?
They must have intercepted our distress beacon.
The beacon was pulled into Requiem with us. If they try to follow it,
They'll get caught in the gravity well. I'll keep trying to warn them. You just get that beam down. That's the beam control. It's working. The signal from the relay is starting to clear up.
Detected a UNSC beacon coming from somewhere inside the planet.
they haven't hit the gravity well yet.
There's still too much interference to warn them. We've got to disable that other beam before they're pulled in like we were. I was wondering why Infinity hadn't encountered the Covenant yet.
What are they doing here?
They're heading to the second pylon as well.
That can't be a coincidence.
Sounds like the Prometheans don't want the Covenant here either. The battle net's already lighting up with reports of resistance all around the pylon. Drop pod.
So what you want to do here is actually ignore the elites and crawlers, and especially those knights up on the ridge. You can't kill them. They will teleport away as soon as you knock out their shield. but take out the grunts and note where they dropped their needlers. Then clean up the rest and grab yourself a needler to replace your Scattershot for now. So, needler acquired. The next thing you want to look around for is plasma grenades, and you may or may not find any. And this is one of those cases where I couldn't find any. They've all despawned on me. Now, fortunately though, said plasma grenades aren't necessary. You can still do it without them. They're just a big help if you can find them. Now, there are a bunch of different ways to do this, but the most effective way that I found is to jump on this rock in the center, then head over to the right and get behind the Knight and Watcher pair. From here, use the needler to take out the Watchers. And yes, I did say Watchers. There are actually going to be two of them. It just so happens in this case that one of them has died. The Knight, Battle Wagon, and Elites are unfortunately not actually fighting. They're doing what's called play fighting, where neither one can damage the other. If you let them fight, it'll just go on forever and ever, so you'll have to take out the Knight yourself. And then to take out the Elites, you can either try to use the Needler against them. I recommend going back for Needler ammo if that's the case, or you can just spam the Light Rifle to break their shields and then kill them with a headshot from the Light Rifle. Pretty standard Elite combat at this point. I shouldn't have to cover it extensively. Once they're all down, go back for your Scattershot. And if you don't already have full ammo for it, you can find additional ammo off of the Knight Battle Wagon. And if you don't already have them, continue looking for plasma grenades off of the Dead Covenant. But like I said before, they're just a convenience, they're not necessary. And it's a good thing they're not necessary, because I didn't find any. So this is worst case scenario, but it's definitely a possible scenario. So, up here you've got a Knight that slaughters this Elite, run right up to his face, and either stick him with a plasma grenade, or shoot him point blank with a Scattershot. The goal here is to kill him before he can teleport backwards and take up a position that is protected by those Watchers. This has two benefits. A, you kill him right away, and B, he drops a Light Rifle at your feet and you can pick up the ammo rather than having to move further up to grab ammo. And then to take out the turret and those Watchers, just deploy your auto sentry and spam Light Rifle shots. Really nothing fun or interesting to be said about it. There are 3 additional Light Rifles on the ground, not even counting the one that the Knight dropped, making for a 4th one, so ammo is a non-issue here. Alright, so this is what I was trying to do earlier now that I have a plasma grenade. Run right up to this Knight's face, stick him with the plasma grenade, and normally this would be a problem because you have a Berserk Knight charging down, except that you're carrying a Scattershot, so shoot him in the face, the plasma grenade will have depleted his shield. Then grab yourself a Ghost, and it is entirely possible to just boost past this encounter where the Prometheans are fighting the Covenant, but again, I don't skip anything, this is a kill everything guide. I recommend taking everything out with the plasma cannons on the Ghost and not trying to get too splatter happy, because you'll get torn up pretty quickly by those storm rifles, which makes no sense at all, but that's just the way it is. If your Ghost gets too torn up, you can always hop out and use your Light Rifle. That's always another option. Now, in my experience, the Covenant always win this fight, and they manage to kill the Prometheans, so you're going to have a bunch of Elites to mop up once the fight's over. If the Ghost is making a whining sound like this, that means that it's damaged enough that it's probably going to be a good idea to go back and grab a fresh one.
relay's signal is breaking up again. We're almost to the beat.
Okay, more of the same here. Really nothing fun or interesting. Just keep firing with the ghost until they're all dead. You can even splatter the jackals if you're feeling particularly ambitious.
They found the opening! We better get up to that relay and fast.
For this next encounter, we're going to exploit the whole not letting the doors lock behind you strategy again. So, from here, shoot the elite before he can get in his Banshee. Don't try to splatter him or else the doors will lock behind you. I've found that this is perfectly doable as long as you don't get hung up in the doorway. If he does manage to get in his Banshee, revert to a checkpoint. It's bad enough having one Banshee attacking you, let alone two. That accomplished, what we're gonna do here is hop out of the ghost and ignore the Banshee for now. Take a look at that hill over on the right, and what you want to look for is the ghost. As it turns out, you can actually headshot grunts out of the ghost in 3 shots. Once it's down, other grunts will try to reman the ghost, and you can clean them up in the same way. What you're trying to do is get the elite in the ghost. And once he's in the ghost, just spam shots from the light rifle until the ghost blows up. It's actually surprisingly effective against vehicles. Perfect. And since we haven't moved out of the doorway and the doors haven't locked behind us, we can go back for light rifle ammo. Now, that still leaves us with the problem of having a Banshee in the air and no cover to take it out. Normally, you can't shoot down Banshees with a ghost because you can't look up high enough in order to shoot them down. But if you stay back in this doorway, the Banshee has to fly low enough in order to shoot you that you actually can shoot it down. In addition to that, if you stay back in this doorway, the other Banshee that's hanging out in the back there, even if you shoot at it, it will not bother you until you move into the area, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, when you do move into the area, you want to head over here to the first power core, where you can actually find some cover from said Banshee.
Power core down. Shield's weak, but still online. Take out the other 2 power cores and you can access the pylon.
Alright, that's 1 power core down, 2 to go, but we still have a Banshee in the air to worry about. So, the easiest way to take out a Banshee is with another Banshee. But the problem is, there are 3 elites on this center platform above us with carbines. And for some reason, the carbine used against you is stupidly effective against Banshees, and these guys shoot you down pretty quick. They also have a bunch of cover up here, so it's not like you can take them out using the Banshee. So, I'm gonna come up here and take them out with a Scattershot. But the elites should be easy enough to take out. They almost always lead with a grenade, which is a perfect opening for the Scattershot, but even if they don't, they're pretty easy to take down with a Scattershot. And once they're down, now you can take to the air in a Banshee. But before you do, there are a bunch of weapons over here on the ground, including a fuel rod gun. Pick it up, do not use it. Save it, save it, save it. Anyway, once you're in the Banshee, head over here to the right because there's a ghost over on the left, and immediately take out the other Banshee. Again, I recommend using the plasma cannons rather than the Banshee bomb because the Banshee bomb almost always misses. Alright, finally the skies are clear and we're almost worry-free here except for one more ghost on the ground, but he's actually pretty easy to take out with the Banshee. Will you get shot? Yes. Should it be enough to kill you? No, not by any means. There we go. Ghost down. We got nothing left to worry about except for infantry. And you can clean them up with the Banshee if you like, if you enjoy flying the Banshee, but an even easier way to do it is to just use a Ghost. You can either retrieve your old Ghost by the first power core, or there are 2 fresh ones sitting here by the doorway.
Second power core offline. Good job, Chief.
The rest of this should be self-explanatory. Just take them all out with the Ghost and then hit the 3rd power core.
That'll do it. Shield should be down. Get up to that beam.
When you leave the area here, make sure you have a light rifle and a fuel rod gun with 15 shots in it.
UNSC Infinity Survivor Forward unto dawn. Reading a faint IFF tag near the planetary core. Do you read?
The planet's core? They know we're here. Infinity, this is UNSC AI Cortana. Do not approach Forerunner planet. Repeat, do not approach...
UNSC asset. Forward unto dawn. We read you, but you're breaking up. Help. Increase speed by 0.7. Get us in there.
Negative, Infinity. Do not enter the planet.
If you can hear us, keep transmitting.
No! Chief, you've got to get that beam down now! Cortana to Infinity. Do you copy? Come in, Infinity. The interference is gone, but your suit's transmitter's not strong enough.
Route us up to the relay satellite.
Already done. Go. Once we're on the satellite, there's bound to be a central control point.
The Covenant are moving towards the relay too.
This doesn't make any sense. Why would they care about a broadcast relay?
I'll handle them. You just find us that control node. How soon till Infinity hits the gravity well?
A minute or two max. The Covenant are making a push for something on the far side of the satellite.
That Jackal there is fortunately just a marksman and not a sniper. Although it would be nice if he had a beam rifle, but that is not the case here. Anyway, just take out all the grunts with headshots, and then you can grab additional ammo from the 2 ammo dispensers up here.
Is that the signal relay?
Yes. Now we just have to hope we can use it to warn Infinity before it's too late.
And now you have a choice to make. You can either go to the left side or the right side. I'm going to demonstrate both, and first I'm going to demonstrate the harder side, which is the left side. The most notable enemy here is, of course, the Knight Lancer with the binary rifle. But you don't really have to worry about him for now. He's focused on the Covenant. For now, take out that turret with a couple shots from your fuel rod gun, and then your next priority is the 2 Watchers. Take them out with the light rifle. Now here's something to think about. You see that elite up there? Leave him alone. If you leave him alive, you'll have something to distract the Knight Lancer, and he won't look at you. So what I'm going to do here is let the elite distract that Knight Lancer and just sprint from cover to cover until I can get close enough to him to take him out. Now you can do this in any number of ways. You can use the Needler against him, you can use the Plasma Pistol combo against him, you can even use the Fuel Rod gun against him. In this case, I'm going to go with the Plasma Pistol combo. Now, the nice thing about the binary rifle being used against you is that it doesn't function in the same way that it does in your hands. It basically functions more like the Plasma Pistol overcharge shot, in that the Knight has to charge it up and then release it in order to shoot you, and best of all, he can't just hold that charged shot infinitely like the Grunts can with the Plasma Pistol. So if you watch him, wait for him to charge up the shot, release it, and then move. Now you immediately have to dive into cover so he can't one-shot your ass, but you can use this tactic in order to get close to him. Now the nice thing about going up this left side as opposed to the right side, which is undoubtedly easier, is that it's a more consistent way of getting your hands on a binary rifle, because you'll end up taking out the Knight Lancer last, and so the binary rifle won't despawn on you. Going up against a Knight Lancer at close quarters like this really isn't as dangerous as you might think, because like I said before, he has to charge up that binary rifle before he can fire it at you. So as long as you wait for that charge shot and then slip into cover as he releases it, you can take him out with the light rifle pretty easy. And bada bing bada boom, we have ourselves a binary rifle. This next area is almost identical to the first one in that you have a Knight Lancer up there surrounded by 2 other Knights and 2 Watchers, but it's going to be a lot easier to deal with thanks to our binary rifle. Priority 1, however, Watchers. Take them out first so that they can't protect the Lancer. Now, despite having a binary rifle, I actually would not recommend taking out the Knight Lancer now. 1, because his binary rifle may despawn by the time you get to it, and 2, you probably won't be able to take him out in the first place because he'll teleport away after you shoot him with the first shot from the binary rifle, and it'll take at least 2 to kill him as long as the second shot's a headshot. If the second shot's not a headshot, you're only going to break his shield and then he'll definitely teleport away. So just like the first time, leave some of the Covenant alive in order to distract the Knight Lancer, and then you can take these guys out either with the Plasma Pistol combo, the binary rifle, or you can even find Needlers and a Fuel Rod gun on the ground. Now once the Lancer's down, you can just kill all the Covenant. You don't need them to distract him anymore.
Chief, you need to hear this!
We're detecting a slight gravimetric disturbance near the planetary entrance. Suggest altering approach, vector 43K-750K-12K.
They're not diverting from the opening! Hurry, Chief!
Alright, last encounter of the mission, or at least last on-foot encounter of the mission. You have 2 Knight battle wagons with scattershots, a turret, and further up you have a Knight Lancer that spawns in as you approach him. Fortunately, you have a bunch of elites distracting these Knight battle wagons. Now, the goal here is to leave the one with the fuel rod gun for last, and take out the 2 Knight battle wagons, and then have him fight the Lancer. That's the goal, and that's best case scenario if you can get that to happen. Although you can still manage it even if you can't pull that off. There's plenty of ammo in the back in these dispensers for both the light rifle and the Scattershot. And even if you can't get the elite with the fuel rod gun to kill the Lancer for you, you can always pick up the fuel rod gun and use it against the Lancer yourself. Or, if you stupidly don't realize that the Lancer isn't dead, you can go up against him with the Scattershot. Now, that's how you handle that encounter if you go up the left side, which I believe is a lot harder. Here's how you handle it from the right side. The setup is the same, full light rifle ammo and a fuel rod gun with 15 shots. But on this right side, there's a phantom dropship that flies in, doing fucked if I know, and it crashes into the wall over there and takes out the Knight Lancer in the process. So now you only have Covenant to worry about instead of a Knight Lancer with a binary rifle. Unfortunately, one of those Covenant carries a fuel rod gun. Fortunately, it's not a gold commander, it's one of the standard elites that only takes 5 shots to kill with the light rifle. I like to come up on this right side because there's plenty of cover over here, and one of the benefits of doing this is that the Covenant like to go around and flank you, and as long as you watch your motion tracker, you can completely predict that and just take them out with the fuel rod gun.
It's too late.
So now the fuel rod gun is a non-issue. Just mop up the rest with the light rifle. And if you're quick enough, you can get a hold of the Knight Lancer's binary rifle. In this case, it has despawned on me, which is unfortunate, but not entirely strategy breaking. As you can see, I'm looking around for it. I cannot find it. It has been garbage collected on me. No matter though, I've got plenty of ammo for the fuel rod gun, and I have plenty of light rifle ammo available. This next area plays out pretty similarly to the first one. Now what I like to do here is immediately locate and take out the elite with the fuel rod gun. Just get him out of the way and makes things a lot simpler. What's going to happen is that there will be a dropship that moves in up there, and the elite on the plasma turret, yeah, an elite on the plasma turret, not a grunt. The elite on the plasma turret will completely wipe out the Knights, and then all you have to worry about is cover. Once again, if you're quick enough, you can try to snag the Knight Lancer's binary rifle. In this case, I was able to do that. So at this point, hopefully you have a fuel rod gun with some ammo in it, and a binary rifle.
Chief, you need to hear this!
We're detecting a slight gravimetric disturbance near the planetary entrance. Suggest altering approach vector 43K-750K-12K.
They're not diverting from the opening! Hurry, Chief!
So now that we've got a fuel rod gun with us this time around, use that against the Knight battle wagons. It'll take him out in 3 or 4 shots. And if you can't get him with the fuel rod gun, you can always follow that up with a shot from the binary rifle. Again, the goal here is to get the elites to go after the Knight Lancer so that I don't have to fight him. And this time, because I wiped out the Knight battle wagons for them, there were enough of them left that they just completely obliterated him and I didn't have to deal with him at all. All I had to do was mop up an elite with the binary rifle. So as you can see, right side, definitely easier. Highly recommend you do the right side every time. Anyway, back to the walkthrough.
Wait, something's not right!
We don't have time.
The pillars! Touch the pillars!
Infinity, this is Sierra 117 of the UNSC Forerunner to Dawn. Do you copy? Infinity, do you read?
Chief? Chief, let go of the contacts!
Find us an exit.
Don't wait around on my account!
So fades the great harvest of my betrayal. Even these beasts recognize what you were oblivious to, human. Your nobility has blinded you, as ever. The librarian left little to chance, didn't she? Turning my own guardians, my own world, against me. But what hubris to believe she could protect her pets from me forever. If you haven't mastered even these primitives, then man has not attained the mantle. Your ascendance may yet be prevented. Time was your ally, human. But now it has abandoned you. The Forerunners have returned. This tomb is now yours.
Slipspace rupture! Chief, move! Chief, please! We've gotta go! That didact, he manipulated Infinity's signal to get us to release him. Get up!
What's happening?
Moving the satellite. Destabilize the core. The didact's leaving. We've gotta find a portal out of here before the whole network collapses. Grab one of those ghosts. Hang on. I'm going to channel energy from your shields to overdrive the ghost's boost.
Alright, I'm not really going to talk you through the ghost driving section here. The only thing I want to say is don't make a habit of using the left thumbstick to steer the ghost.
Keep going! Keep going!
Yes, it's slightly more effective than the right thumbstick, but it makes your movements really jerky, and if you get into that habit, you may find yourself crashing into the walls on some of these jumps. Style points, anyone? Anyway, just keep driving, and the mission ends when you reach the portal.
Emergency broadcast from Infinity!
This is Infinity. We're encountering an unidentifiable gravimetric disturbance. They're being pulled inside a planet of Forerunner origin. Possible contact with SC Genesis complete. All beacons at our last node.
Cortana, we need to get up there.
It's not like I can get out and push. Core's not going to last much longer. Portal up ahead. Whoa, cowboy! Chief, there!
Mayday! Mayday! This is the captain of the UNSC Infinity. Unknown entity has seized control of our ship. We're without power. We're on a collision course with an unidentified Forerunner planet.
Track its descent.
Marking. Impact predicted 77.8 kilometers due north. You know where he's heading.
Same place we are.